Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the ESL Mobile Open. I'm Inverum.
I'm Glitter Explosion.
And we're back with another recap show for North America. Week number 2, ladder number 2 is in the books. There is tons of great gameplay across all of our awesome titles. And now we get to talk about it a little bit. But before we get too far into it, Glitter, if there's folks, if they're just joining us, they're like, wait, the ESL Mobile Open, I know vaguely what this is about. Can we tell them what it's about?
Yeah, we can. We definitely can. I mean, obviously, guys, in ESL Mobile Open, it's our platform for people to get involved in mobile esports. This is the opportunity for literally anybody to sign up and join us and make a name for themselves. And we have seen so many players, so many teams doing just that. And obviously, we've been doing this for 6 weeks now. But just in case you don't know how the competition works, how it all breaks down, we still have this lovely video for you guys to explain all of that.
Welcome to ESL Mobile, the home of mobile esports. ESL Mobile is a global program designed to give you an opportunity to compete in your favorite mobile games, featuring multiple game titles, taking place in 3 regions and offering 2 levels of competition. There's something here for everyone. ESL Mobile Open is the gateway to competitive play, free to join and open to any resident of our supported regions. This is the best way for you to enjoy the thrill of victory and take your shot at winning cash prizes. Each season of Mobile Open will consist of 2 ladders, and the top competitors from each will qualify for the Mobile Open play-ins. ESL Mobile Challenge is your path to glory. If you are a top competitor in the Mobile Open play-ins, you will earn a spot in the Mobile Challenge season. The top team from each ladder will skip the play-ins and qualify directly for the Mobile Challenge season. This is where you'll have the chance to compete against the best players in your region. At the end of each season, top Mobile Challenge players will compete in the Mobile Challenge Finals to determine a winner and be crowned their region's champion. ESL Mobile is for everyone. This is your opportunity to join a diverse and growing community of players across the world and see just how far you can go. That's a lot. That's a lot. That is so much competition, not just here in North America, but truly around the globe. It's been so cool to be able to expand the program this season, give more people in more games more opportunities.
We love
there have been plenty of opportunities. Just more everything.
All the mores.
Many more. And we have a few more, at least, weeks of competition left. But this ladder is not done. We are right in the thick of it now with week number 2. So that's what this recap show is really all about. It's trying to highlight some of the best plays from the last week's worth of competition. And of course, got to start things out with the one and only Brawl Stars. Quickly becoming a fan favorite, I have to say. It's fast-paced, it's relentless, the ebb and flow of the game, the back and forth, the juggling of abilities and team play, synergy, cohesion, gadgets. There are a few things.
That was so many elements that you packed into one sentence. I am so impressed with that. I think what's even more exciting too about looking at this leaderboard here is look just how close to second through 6th really is not that big of a spread. I mean, Aqua is still holding a nice lead for themselves here in first place, but 1 point, like you said, between 2nd and 3rd. Then moving down the list, these teams are battling it out.
And this is a trend that it's not going away once we leave this Brawl Stars leaderboard. We're still on this Brawl Stars, but what's the next games? Every single team across all these different ladders have been battling it out. It doesn't matter what the game is. They have been going all in. Up at the top, though, Aqua, another week of really solid performance, reminding, of course, to all the folks at home that the team that is in first place here in Brawl Stars and Clash of Clans auto-qualifies onto the ESL Mobile Challenge. They don't have to worry about the play-ins at the end. So that is what Aqua is aiming for here with this dominant score, but 1 point difference, 2 and 3, insanity. And even as we go to 9 through 16, this trend of close scores, Glitter, it continues.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that the entire second page has all almost crested the 1,000-point mark, like that's insane. We see so many teams that we saw last week, but that we also are still continuously seeing new names. I mean, you can see here there's a tie, literal tie in 11th place that is quickly followed up by yet another single point spread for 13th. I mean, I don't know what is in the water for these Brawl Star teams, but they are just full pedal to the metal right now on these games.
And another tie in 14th. Because if you didn't need enough close gameplay, it's absolutely wild. And yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And here's the thing too, is we see all these top 16 teams, and it's important to look at those teams all the way down to 16th place, because I want to remind the folks that only the top 9 will be advanced. So 2 through, again, number 1 qualifies on, and then two through, excuse me, oh God, I'm getting choked up because I'm so emotional. The teams who won't make it.
That's how intense it is.
Seriously. But that's what those teams are fighting for. So the ones who are on the cusp, the ones who are on the bubble, they're the ones who we really have to be keeping an eye on, as well as those teams up there near the top who are consistently putting up stellar performance after stellar performance.
I mean, speaking of the cusp too, a little bit of a shout out just real quick to Coltu BGBG getting up there on the first page, and that's just a name in general that we have seen a lot in PUBG Mobile.
It is making a name here as well. The org spreading its wings across multiple different game titles here, which is certainly exciting. But look, all I know is we've hyped up this gameplay a lot. We've talked about these teams a lot, and who better to break down the action just a little bit further than our one and only Ash Brawl Stars, who's going to be taking a look back at the play from week number 6. Let's take a look.
What's up, guys? I'm Ash, and welcome to week 5 of the ESL Mobile Open, where we're going to be covering some of the best games in North America. And in this week, we're going to cover the maps being played. I'm going to give you guys my suggestions on the best brawlers to not only use, but also ban, so that you can succeed yourself in competitive Brawl Stars whenever you're playing Power League or even in tournaments, so you know what to do. Let's start. Our first map is going to be Super Stadium, and the 3 best brawlers on this map are Squeak, Belle, and Barley. These 3 brawlers are just so dominant. Belle with 1 shot can have her shot bounce between enemies at the mid. Barley's so dominant on the left side behind that wall, and Squeak, that ability to completely block off the choke points on either lanes. These are the brawlers you want to ban, guys. Or use, of course, if they're not banned. And then you have Jessie and Nita. Amazing synergy between these 2 brawlers being spawners. Another amazing synergy is between Max and Jean. Max providing that speed support for Jean to go for quick pulls. You want to use Ems on this map if the other team's running a Poco tank comp. And Stu, I don't really recommend running Stu if the other team has a Barley that can quickly take your gadget out, or if they're running spawners like Jessie and Nita. Stu doesn't do very well against spawners, but other than that, Stu is amazing against everything else. And Sandy with his Sandstorm support, pretty much excellent everywhere in Brawl Ball. Alright guys, our first game is going to be between Red Button at the bottom versus Evil Space at the top. Both teams running pretty conventional brawlers that we've talked about. But look at Navi running that Surge. Surge is an excellent counter pick here. He's really great at dealing with Barleys by being able to teleport through the walls and take out the Barley. He kind of missed with that first teleport. The time right there, speed support. Navi's going to teleport in, and this time going to be able to take out that Barley. And then Sal is quickly taking out Nita thanks to the speed support from Max. The time's going to quickly pass to Salas, not going to hesitate, quickly take that initiative and score. So it's going to be 1-0 in favor of the Evil Space. In favor of Evil Space here. Ben doing a great job feeding off of that sleeping Sandy. Is going to drop his bear. He's going to push Salas back. The Titan does have his super, but he's going to be quickly taken out by Bobo. Navi's got to be careful. He only has 1 teleport left. He's going to use it right now to take out Barley. That was a good opportunity to do so, because you don't want Red Button to completely push you all the way to the top and score, right? Now, the Titan does have his super. Salas is going to drop his Sandstorm. Titan waiting for his teammate to get back to support super. And now Navi, as you can see, just sprinting forward with that speed support. Great plays by Evil Space. The Titan doing the best he can right now to keep the enemy low and trying to flank around these walls, maybe take out SND. SND does have that medical use star power, so every time he's shooting he is healing. That's going to keep him alive for longer. SND also knows that Navi is completely out of teleports with his Surge, so he doesn't really have to worry about the Surge much at all right now, because Surge can't really do much against Barley hiding behind the wall. And this is what makes Barley the best brawler on this map to use, especially on the left side when you have that wall. You just completely feel invincible against brawlers that don't have much health. So the Titan struggling right here, trying to keep the ball back. There's a good play by the Titan to buy some time, but look at that bear. It's going to completely eat up Salas, and Ben's going to go for an easy goal. And the best part is Ben has another bear. He got his bear back. Bobo also has his super for turret. So looking very good for Red Button right now. Ben's going to drop that bear to keep them back, push them back. And then Bo is going to drop it behind this wall, that turret, to again try to get some control. 10 seconds until overtime. Looking very good for Red Button. They do have Evil Space all cornered at the back. Salas, great play cornering that ball, trying to get control back. Salas going to use his gadget to heal back up. It's going to come down to whether he gets the Sandstorm. He does get the Sandstorm, and it is a Healing Winds Sandstorm. That's going to keep his teammates alive, going to keep them healed. Very, very good defense by Evil Space. Navi has his super. The Titan does have his super, so they could go for a play where they can go for a super kick. Right now, the Titan doing his best. Both Ben and Bobo dropping their spawn units, that turret and bear, looking really good for Red Button right now. Ben is going to go for the walk. Almost so close right there, but he's going to get melted by all three of the enemies. Sal is doing a great job taking out Bobo thanks to that speed support from the Titan. Oh man, this is going back and forth. This is super intense right now. Ben trying to get his super back, trying to get that bear to get control. There's only about 10 seconds now. Oh my goodness. We got SND dropping his super to keep him back. Navi's got his super. He's going to go for that super. Amazing pass to the Titan for that goal. That super needed to be so precise to get that done. All right, guys, let's quickly go over the key plays of this game that resulted in the win for Evil Space. As you can see, Salas, he's going to corner the ball at the top right. And the reason he did this is for the game to go to overtime. In overtime, all the walls are destroyed, meaning Barley now is in a big mismatch against the stage 2 surge on the left. It's going to give Evil Space quick control, so that was very important, very key for them to win this game. And the biggest play is gonna be positioning. Look at Navi, full control of the right side, being a stage 2 surge, forcing Barley to the left. Red Button all grouped up. So much space for Evil Space to work with. Navi getting that pass from the Titan. Could have finished it right there, but he's gonna go for that clean pass and finish it. All thanks to them leaving Navi alone, giving him full control over the right side. Our next map is Split on Hot Zone, and the three best brawlers on this map are Surge, Rico, and Squeak. Rico and Surge are just so dominant. Rico full control on either lanes of this map, and then Surge that ability to teleport through the walls and quickly take the enemy out. And then you have Squeak. Squeak is so powerful because of that ability to again block those choke points, those 3 tile choke points on the left or right side, just completely shut down enemies from pushing up. So these are the brawlers you definitely want to use or ban. And then you have other great options such as Barley. Barley's a pretty good brawler to deal with. Rico, same with Sprout and Tick. These throwers are very good on this map because you have that huge wall at the middle, of course. And then your best tanks are going to be Frank and BB. Gale, great brawler to support a tank with, having that launch pad to launch the tank over the walls. And then Ruffs is an excellent counter to Surge, and Stu with that speed support is going to get you quick control over this map. So these are the best brawlers to use on Split. And this time in a Split Hot Zone, Red Button rocking the Rico Surge combo, probably the strongest combo on this map. And then the Titan and his BB quickly was able to push SND back. Navi doing a really good job staying alive with Gale. Gale, such an underrated brawler on this map. Don't really see him as often. Again, the Titan's going to jump in, but he's going to take a tick head to the face right there. And then SND's going to finish him off with his gadget. On the left side, we got Bobo at full control against Salas. Now, Ruffs does normally deal with Surge pretty well thanks to his gadget, but unable to do so. Bobo just completely wrecking it on the left side with his Surge. Ben having fun with that Robo Retreat star power, but amazing super by the Titan to use his bubble to finish off that speedy Rico. And now Navi's going to jump in, full control of the right side for Evil Space. Bobo is still doing an amazing job with this Surge on the left to get full control. Oh man, Red Button does have full control over the left zone now. They're in a big lead, almost 30% lead. Sal is doing his best to push this tick away. On the right side, Navi and the Titan trying to double team Bo, but Bo is going to teleport to safety. Now Ben at the bottom trying his best to help out Bobo, who's going to flank from the top. And are they going to be able to take out the Titan? No, the Titan's still alive. Again, another Bo will take out Bobo. Wow. And then Navi's going to jump in, and now Evil Space in control over both zones. Wow, what a turnaround. Sauce is gonna finish off Ben. Ticket's gonna come in, but look at the Titan, the last one standing, and he's gonna take control of the left side, and he's taking the lead. 95% to 92 now. Are they gonna be able to stop the Titan? No, they're not, as Evil Space takes this game as well. Wow. Key play of the game. Look at the Titan, so low, trying his best to stay alive right here in the mid area. Navi and the Titan have control of the right, but Bobo and SND coming from the top. It's a 3v1 against the Titan. How is the Titan going to stay alive? He takes out Rico, uses his bubble, takes out Bobo, and then Salas at the top to help him out to take out Tick. And that's going to be our play of the game. Amazing plays by the Titan to use that bubble and get control and win the game, winning both zones here to finish it. And then again, another swipe right there with his BB to win it. Wow, very well played. Well, those are some amazing games between Evil Space and Red Button. That was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. And I'll see you guys until next time. Now let's head back to the desk.
Okay, there was a little bit of a switch up content-wise from Ash there, and I loved, let me repeat that, I loved the map and brawler breakdown to explain which brawlers are good in which game mode. I mean, that's just such a cool way to explain to anybody who might be new to the game how exactly it works, what you want to do, who you want to play, and then that's not even counting the plays. I mean, first game, 10 seconds on the clock and it's still tied. 3 seconds left on the board, and then Navi passes to Titan so he can
Passing
score.
play.
I mean, that is so clutch.
Sick. It just threads the needle. Just
Yes.
The first time I watched that, I had like a physical reaction. It was like, whoa, like just that, because it's just like not supposed to happen, especially at that level of play. Like those sort of, I wouldn't even call it a mistake, just like capitalizing on the slightest opening,
Right?
just the killer instinct, just go for the throat, make the pass, play for the win. And that's what we saw executed there. And I 100% agree. Because if you're learning Brawl Stars, you want to get better competitive, you can just like screenshot that. Like go back to the VOD, screenshot, like send it to your teammates, like take a look at that. Like, oh, that's a really good point. Like, why are these brawlers good together? Like, oh, I can give my Gina speed boost to like get that hook a little bit easier. That makes so much sense. The pulls are more like just little stuff like that.
Yes.
Goes a long way. And that's only
Good
the
job,
first game.
Ash.
Thank you, Ash. and he'll be back casting not only the finals, but also the ESL Mobile Challenge. So I've definitely tuned into those, see more Ash to get insight like that all season long. We're gonna head to a short break though, because we have more game experts standing by, waiting to break down all the amazingness that is the last week's worth of play. First glitter up next is Clash of Clans. So of course, for all you folks at home and you want to get involved, sign up.
Do it.
Exclamation point, sign up. You can still sign up. 2 weeks left on these cups. It's not impossible yet. We're gonna head to a short break. When we come back, Clash of Clans. See you in a few.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the ESL Mobile Open. I'm Glitter Explosion.
And I'm in Verum.
And we just buttoned up all of our Brawl Stars action, and it's about time for us to check in with Clash of Clans. But, Paul, before we do that, we obviously want to talk to everybody a little bit about AnyKey.
Of course. Every single week, if you tuned in, you hear us talk about AnyKey, in particular, the Good Luck Have Fun pledge. It's this amazing initiative that they are putting together, have put together, worked on over the last few years, all about trying to reduce toxicity in online gaming. And it's this amazing pledge. It's like, it takes, I think, 30 seconds to fill out.
Yeah.
You read a couple of things, say, yes, I agree with this. You sign your name, sign the pledge, you get an exclusive badge on Twitch. And just, it's one little step further. And collectively, you know, if we all take one little step, we get there pretty far, because we've had over 1 million signatures on the pledge so far. Love it. 100%. We both signed the pledge. You should definitely check it out. ! I think it's GLHF in the chat, anykey.org. I highly recommend it. A lot of folks in the industry have gotten involved with the last few years. And in fact, let's take a look at a video of some folks talking about it.
My name is Jordan Gilbert, aka Nothing.
Hi, my name is Sue Lee. My handle is Smix. I think it's important for these initiatives to happen. Empathy really, really goes a long way, and it always means so much to us, and I think that's where initiatives like this really help.
I encourage everyone in the community, anytime they see bullying, anytime they see someone getting called names, I encourage you to step up and say something.
Good luck, have fun.
Good luck, have fun.
I mean, you guys heard it there first. You're hearing it from us. Sign the Good Luck Have Fun pledge. Reduce toxicity in gaming. I mean, diversity, inclusion. We love it. We love all of it. So thank you to AnyKey for an amazing cause. And thank you to you guys for joining with us. Now, we're going to be moving into Clash because once again, this was a hectic week, to say the least. They did not disappoint.
It's like we talked, I teased it just a little bit in Brawl Stars, how close the action was. And it continues here in Clash of Clans. But not only is it close in Clash of Clans, things are changing in big ways. Best COC Esports, not there at the top anymore. Train Station Gaming and a few others. The Usurpers taking over that #1 spot. And of course, War Agency, Hydrogen up there as well. Swamp Donkeys, 20-year anniversary of Shrek. It feels so right.
Love it. I mean, we have to call it out too, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time where we've actually seen One Hive able to secure themselves a spot here on our first page of the leaderboards. And with their history here in Clash of Clans, I mean, that's huge.
I mean, they're a mobile open champion right there.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
kind of living up to the expectations. We have high expectations for some of these teams. They've been around, they've competed in World Championships events, they've got players who competed on international stages before. So to be able to continue to put up that showing here is certainly important, but a lot of big names on this list, and it doesn't stop on page #2. They have a little baby Hive making it in there.
love it.
As well as just, again, how close these scores are. And of course, teams like Coastal Clash, Zombie Doom. We talk about alumni here for the ESL Mobile Open. Look no further than those folks. Coastal Clash, 3-time finalist, Glitters, but unfortunately, no time champion. Feels bad.
I mean, it's always a bridesmaid but never a bride type thing. You just have to snag your opportunity to become the bride. Coastal Clash, it's within reach. Okay, they're in a solid position right now, but all of this is just illustrative of what we have said so many times down the past for the show. So many names on this leaderboard that are past winners, past successful squads.
I just have this image. of like Coastal Clash just like suplexing the bride like off the altar, just like, get out of here. Just Jaguar just up there, just super.
Oh my God, the imagery.
I don't know. It's something for sure. No, and it just goes to show that, like, from when we started, when competitive Clash of Clans back when we started this beginning of 2019, it was not as much of a thing as it is now. And now years in, we have all these established teams and these extended clan families as well. Because what's so cool about this, Glitter, is the support and infrastructure that you have when you have these really massive clans, these really top teams, these top players get to practice against each other. They get to practice attacks. They get to practice base building. They get to really refine what's working for them and how the meta is sussing out. And we talk about that. Things are changing in the meta. I'm Super Troops coming in. I'm just saying.
True.
I'm just saying. So, look, there's a lot going on over the past week, a lot of great teams and a lot of great attacks, and who better to break it all down for us than Eric, back once again, a champion in his own right, here to give you all the insight Let's take a look.
Hey, thanks Adverum and Glitter. Guys, it's time to go check out the highlights of week 2 of the ESL Mobile Open ladder phase. And we have a lot of crazy attacks here, and a lot of them involve super archers, which is really exciting here to see super archers making a strong presence here in the meta. But let's go check it out. So I said it during last week that Boone keeps coming out here with these crazy super archer attacks, and he's done it again. And I'm amazed by this attack, guys. I feel like I need to start bringing it out into my own wars, because he's running like, I feel like 90% plus hit rate with this attack. It is extremely effective, and I don't see other people using it. I see Boone from Train Station Gaming just coming out over and over and over. Now, the clan name there says Space Station Gaming. This is actually Train Station Gaming, their sister clan, and they are the #1 team on the ladder right now. Our point leader by a large margin, and this attack, along with the crazy queen charges that they've been doing, have been propelling them and holding them in that #1 spot. So the way that he always starts his attack is he starts off with a water walk to go clear a compartment. Pretty simple. And then he charges his king into the opposite compartment, and then the super archers come in right between, joining in with the warden. Basically the same as any other smash attack, but I'm just amazed that this attack is as strong as it is, because we don't see this with the P.E.K.K.A.s and the Yetis and the super witches. Like, the archers are just crazy strong. I just can't make sense of it. So then he sends in the blimp. The blimp travels through the super archers on its way to the town hall. He uses the ward ability to protect it, as well as the super archers. As soon as the blimp reaches the very end of the warden aura there, he pops at the last possible second, protecting super archers as they go to the core. But once the super archers are in the core, they can reach out of that core and hit like everything. It's crazy. He just needs to keep the healers raged up there for the most part, and that should usually give him enough to get through the base here. So the blimp snipes the town hall off. The RC comes in from the right side and starts to run a lap here, as the super archers are now finally gonna run into something that they can't reach, and so then they can start attacking a wall. But he's got plenty of troops left. The RC pops her ability right there, takes out the enemy Grand Warden and all other defenses in the area, and then he can wrap around the base. The Queen grabs out the single front over the wall there. Looks like he's got a baby dragon in from the top to go work on that cleanup, and then the rest of his troop space there is just spent on miscellaneous small troops, wizards, archers, and minions to go and clean up the rest of the base. So this is a brilliant attack here, and I'm really impressed with what he keeps doing with it, and it's just feels really consistent. I think he's running an exceptional hit rate with it. It's got to be at least 80 plus, because he seems to be getting this attack to triple in almost every war. He had 2 swag freezes on top of that. Crazy. So I feel like we couldn't just show one of these super archer attacks. I mean, we have 3 overall to show, but the last one has super witches incorporated into it, and it's pretty crazy and definitely one of the highlights of the week here. So let's see him come in with another one here, starting off with the water walk. This one against Hydrogen Gaming, playing out of Red Atlas. They are the #3 on the leaderboards here. #4, we have Swamp Donkeys. #5, the best COC, dropping down a little bit there into that #5 spot. We have One Hive, who's moved up significantly into that #6 spot there, climbing up towards the top. Brian Fan Club at #7, Uman Manda at #8, and Coastal Clash at #9. And remember, guys, they want to be in that top 9 by the end of the ladder. When week 4 concludes, the top 9 teams will have a chance to get into the ESL Mobile Challenge. The #1 team auto advances, so they definitely want to fight for that #1 spot, but then the rest of them will go into a double elimination bracket and play at the ESL Mobile play-in. So we'll see which teams ultimately make it there. But Boone setting up with a couple super wall breakers, one to go into the scatter shot compartment, one to open up that bottom compartment, and then funnel it out just a little bit down there to drive the king in. And that's once again the same recipe that we saw in the previous one, where he water walks one corner of the base, he sends in the king to go take out another corner of the base, and the super archers go right up the middle. Now there is an opening in the wall there, so a couple of them leak out, but he might be able to get them to reconnect here. Otherwise, if a couple die, it's not the end of the world. And what makes this attack so effective is the super archers, the queen, and the warden when they're working together like that, they tend to stack up on top of each other because a lot of them have very, very similar range, and that makes so that the healers consistently heal all of the troops there, and you don't have like P.E.K.K.A.s surging out ahead there, or you don't have big boys dragging your healers off from super witches. It's just a really, really effective attack. So he sends in the blimp. He's got a bunch of spacer troops in there, and then sneak goblins come out at the very end, and that goes in and takes the town hall out. As soon as the town hall's down, then the royal champion can start to sweep her in and wrap around the blimp there, and then join up with the super archers as they go into the backside of the base. This is a crazy attack, guys. If they do have something get threatened, he has a bunch of freezes, and he can lock up whatever would threaten them if they're moving away into some dangerous area there, and the healers aren't locked onto them. Kind of like the queen was locked onto right there. He could have saved her. He could have saved her. He chose not to. He pops his RC ability right there. That gets him through the single inferno, and he'll walk out of this one with another swag freeze. Or I guess he has two, really. I mean, maybe the RC could have done it without him. I think she would have. What do you guys think? I think she might have been able to make it. Maybe not. Who knows? But it is another triple here, and TradeStation Gaming definitely on fire, and that's why they're our #1 seed. That's why they keep on grabbing all these highlights as we move through the weeks here. Crazy stuff. So the common theme that we're seeing through all of these super archer attacks is warden walks, and we see it with P.E.K.K.A. smashes, we see it with Yeti smashes, we see it with super witch smashes, but this tip right here from Pidgey out of One Hive, who, like I said, moved up to that #6 spot on the leaderboards. They've been doing absolutely phenomenal, picking up a lot of wins this week and climbing really, really high up. And they need to stay in that top 9 spot there, and we'll see if they can as we approach the end of the ladder phase here. There's only 2 weeks left, and if you guys want to sign up a team, you definitely want to go and get some matches under your belt here and get moving up those leaderboards. It's open signs for anybody who wants to play, and that's the magic of the ESL Mobile Open. So notice how he has 5 earthquakes in this attack here. He's warden walking to the town hall. He's going to put 4 earthquakes to go and open up the walls here down the line because he has a whole bunch of layers of walls there and a lot of value behind him. He rages up the warden, but as soon as he starts attacking that town hall, he quakes to town hall, so it goes down faster. But that also distracts the battle builders. That makes so that they have to not heal up the town hall, but they have to turn around and heal up their own huts. That makes so the warden doesn't waste a whole bunch of time trying to beat it down there and fight the battle builders basically while they try to top it off at the same time. That can save you a lot of time. We're talking 10 to 15 seconds, which could be critical on the backside of these attacks here and could make or break the attack. It's definitely worth 1 earthquake spell to make that happen, and it also does a lot of damage to the town hall, so one way or another it speed up that warden walk by a large amount. Then the P.E.K.K.A.s, the super wizards, or whatever kind of smash attack you want to do. I guess you could pair this with the super archers if you wanted to, and they could just sweep into the base here and just take the rest out. Then the road champion comes in while the king works on the outside. Now there was no compartment over on the other side for the king to break into, so in this case he goes to the outside instead of getting wall broke in like we saw in the super archer attacks. But overall we have a very similar approach with regardless of what kind of smash attack you're doing. I'm loving seeing all these super archer attacks, but a classic P.E.K.K.A. smash here with just some extra little things like that could make the difference here in a war, and a lot of times it does. So brilliant performance here from One Hive, climbing up on leaderboards there. And the next attack I want to look at is our highlight attack of the week with the super witches and the super archers combined, and that one was against our #2 seed on the leaderboard, War Agency. Let's go check it out. Can we just pause for 1 second and look at the score? This was our #2 seed, War Agency, against our #1 seed, TradeStation Gaming. An exact tie on stars and percentage in this war, but the tiebreaker is time, and it went to War Agency. That maintained their 9-win war streak here. They are taking most of their wins there with more meta attacks, but the reason why we keep showing the attacks here coming out of TradeStation Gaming, or as you can see on the screen there, Space Station Gaming is the name of the clan they're playing out of. Their other clan with is carrying their namesake already qualified for the ESL Mobile Challenge, as they were the #1 on the ladder there and got auto advanced in the first ladder, and they will be playing in the ESL Mobile Challenge, and we'll see if Train Station is able to get there and join them. But if they keep on busting out these creative, awesome attacks like this one here with 4 healers, 4 super witches, and 4 super archers, then they're definitely gonna be on their way. So he starts it with some lightning. Looks like he had 8 and a quake there, took out the enemy queen, got the eagle artillery, and he got a scatter shot. These anti 2-star bases are kind of all over the place there in the meta right now. We're seeing a lot of them, and they're quite effective at holding off a lot of these attackers. They definitely make people second guess, and it forces people to have to use the blimp to go take the town hall, and sometimes it misses if it doesn't go perfect. Like right here, the blimp is traveling through, and it has to carry the safest possible CC troops in there, which is usually a whole bunch of barbarians, like 15 barbarians, and then some sneaky goblins, maybe some minions at the end there, just so the last troops that come out aren't gonna get hit by a scatter shot and then end up killing the main troops there. Like, you got to have the troops die there and then have these sneaky goblins come in at the end after any tornado traps have subsided and all that, and so that they can actually take the town hall. So then at the bottom of the base there, the king surges around the corner there with his ability, and that drives most of the troops into the core, and like, he barely even funneled it, right? He just let the troops attack the walls, go into the core, and then just throw in the Royal Champion. She circles around the top. I don't know how this works. It was really weird, right? How does this triple? It's crazy. 4 super witches, 4 super archers, and only 4 healers. It looks like one of the healers have gone down at this point there, so there's only 3 left, but he's got the unicorn also working there to heal up there. The RC is able to take out the entire top edge of the base there and join up at the end there. Then he drops in all the cleanup around, and it's the age of the smash attack, guys. Like, if you aren't doing some kind of a smash attack, maybe you're doing something wrong. I personally like the Lalo attacks. I think the Lalo attacks are my personal cup of tea, and that's what I'm best with. But I feel like smash attacks, super archers, super witches, yetis, and P.E.K.K.A Smash seem to be the best attacks in the game right now, and we'll see how the meta changes here as we go towards the ESL Mobile Challenge. But great performance here from the teams this week. We'll see some shuffling over the next few weeks here, but we'll see what happens. We're only in week 2 of the ladder, guys. So if you want to get involved, then definitely go sign up a team and come join the ESL Mobile Open and climb to the top of the ladder and maybe qualify for the ESL Mobile Play-ins and then the ESL Mobile Challenge. All right, and Verum and Glitter, back to you guys at the desk.
Okay, I was not lying when I said there was a lot of action this week for Clash of Clans. Now, the Boone. We got to talk about Boone a little bit here. Okay?
Not 1, but 2.
Unstoppable.
Special.
I mean, Eric was talking about it, but like, he has just this super archer attack that other people aren't using necessarily the same way, and it works for him every single time. He's got a crazy high success rate with it, and Train Station Gaming, obviously our #1 team, like, going very well for them.
And again, it's part of, obviously, again, hugely skilled individuals, but they're part of this really strong clan family. It's this idea that iron sharpens iron, that you're playing up and against, you're practicing with the best. That's how you're going to be the best. That's how you can beat the best. That's part of the reason we're seeing them up there at the top of the leaderboard. They also want to make sure they don't have to worry about the play-ins at the end of this ladder. They want to qualify all the way in with that #1 seed. They want to join their other roster up there in the ESL Mobile Challenge in Boone, putting up some ridiculous performances to try and help them get there. But that's Clash of Clans. That's ready to go, done and dusted. I'm looking forward to next week's as well, because things are going to start to get very spicy over in that direction. But a game that's already heated up quite a bit, of course, is PUBG Mobile, which we're going to have up in store for you next. We're going to head to a short break. When we come back, Hot Jukes is going to break it all down. See you in a few.
ESL Mobile Open. I'm Glitter Explosion.
And I'm Inverum.
And that is another week of Clash of Clans in the books. And now it is time for us to check in with PUBG Mobile. We always love us some good PUBG Mobile action, don't we, Paul?
We do. I mean, the first time we ever worked together was working on the PUBG Mobile Pro League. We've seen the upper echelon of competitive play. We recognize a lot of the names that have been competing here in our tournament. And what's also really cool about it, of course, is that they're not always necessarily on the top. There's a lot of new blood that is rising up through the North American scene to try and take it from them. And that's why it's so cool to see teams that we're not necessarily familiar with. Teams like Heroes Team Valorous and Sailing Pro in the 2-3 spot above squads like Mazexis and HQA. Like, hello?
We love it. I mean, this is what we're talking about, making a name for yourself. I mean, PUBG Mobile is always such a good example of that. You can see just how close these games are too. I mean, tie in third place, yet another tie here. And we've seen this before in PUBG Mobile. And they're not even that far behind the second place. B-Town Esports, a team we talked about last week a lot. They're still holding strong for themselves here in this first place position by a pretty decent margin. But in general, once we get down from there, I mean, second through eighth, that is nothing. That's 20 points or 25 points
that's
here
a chicken
and there,
dinner. It's a robust chicken dinner, but it's just a chicken dinner. Second through eight, it's that close.
I love it. I just love to see it. I love to see the competition level this high. And then moving on to the second page, it's literally the exact same story yet again. A tie, 15th place. And once again, these points are not that far spread apart. But what's happening?
I think teams are starting to get a read on one another. So other than, again, the squad that's way up there at the top, we're starting to see squads get into a sense of pace. You know, they're starting more identifying drop spots, who's going to go where, maybe less crazy outlier games with hot drops. But again, when you have a team like Moonlight CN who won our last leaderboard, who's only down there in 14th place, that says a lot. And what's important is we want to take a look at the teams who aren't necessarily in 16th place, going down to 24. And there's a reason we want to do this, because in all of our other games, again, they're fighting for that top 9. But here, of course, in order to make it into our final event here in the Mobile Open, you got to make it to the top 16 for PUBG Mobile. So we thought it's a good idea to look at some of these teams that are on that cusp, on the edge. And there are some big ones in there, Glitter.
Yeah, not only that, but if you notice, there is a third three-way tie at the very top for that 15th place position. So talk about bubble teams. And then when we're looking here, we see, you know, we see Valiant, we see Pro Era, we see version 2, and these are teams that we have seen in even other in PMPL leagues, right? We've seen these names before. They have the chops when it comes to PUBG Mobile, and they are fighting to break into our top 16 right now.
This is absolutely huge. I mean, there's so many good squads, and again, a lot of good teams. I would say most of the good teams that are in North American PUBG Mobile got their start, or at least some of their players got their start here in the ESL Mobile
100%.
Open. So it's no real surprise to me that this is what we're seeing right now, that the competition is continuing to be fierce. And this is only week number 2. There's still plenty of opportunities for teams to get involved, and still plenty of opportunities for us to turn this leaderboard on its head just a little bit. I said lots of action. Hot Jukes has that action for us. So let's send it over to him. Take a look at this last week of play.
Hey, what's up, Glitter? What's up, Inverum? Okay, week 6 in the books. Now, man, this tournament has flown by. Only 2 weeks left, one finals day, and that is a wrap on this tournament. And one thing I love to see is new teams really fine-tune their skills. That's what I think the ESL Mobile Open is all about, is seeing an opportunity, a chance for players who have never played competitive in their life before, a place to get started. And I think that's what we're really seeing, is new teams come up. We're obviously seeing some OG teams get some great practice in as well. And you see teams like B-Town. B-Town on top of the lobby right now. They are crushing it. At the same time, for all the new teams that are watching this, don't let up on the gas, because we saw Cold 2 BG and BG in the first, split. They were crushing it, and then come finals time, didn't have the performance the way they wanted. But still 2 weeks left after this in order to get points on the board to get top 16 into the finals. And we're going to go ahead and take a look this past week at the teams that popped off the most. That's what I'm going to dive deep into. I'm going to look at the squads who got the most kills, the most frags in the lobby, because with this new meta, kills are important. And before we get into that, Let me go ahead and show you guys my play of the week. Let's get into that first, and then we'll go from there. All right, and my play of the week is gonna go to Team GT, and they just finished this out in style. Look at this. So they're gonna end up killing that one remaining member from SHC, and now they only have one remaining enemy. And you're gonna see Sway get it inside the vehicle. His teammate gets shot, and he's going straight for it, baby. Easy run over. That is how you get a chicken dinner in style in the brand new two-seater. Looking good. So that's my play of the week. Let's go ahead and jump into the rest of the action we saw here in week 6. All right, the first squad I'm gonna be looking at is gonna be Chivas Esports, Los Chivas, and they're gonna be trying to attain GOAT status here in Miramar. You see them holding the edge of the zone, applying a ton of pressure, some nice shots through the smoke, using that SLR, what I like to call the Slurpee. The zone's gonna shift away from them just a little bit, and they're gonna have to wrap around this edge, and that's exactly what you're gonna see them doing, using some nice utility, using each other's shots to get some nice kills, and they're gonna get this squad wiped out. And from here, it's all about just pressing on in. And they're going to be using utility very well. That's what I really love to see, especially when you're outside of zone, because it doesn't give away your position necessarily, and you're just able to apply more pressure. Now you're going to see them go into this nice shot. This is one thing I would have loved to see them do a little bit better, because you're going to see on this right side, they're kind of splitting up. They're kind of focused on too many teams. They should be just pushing together. Now you see one of their members get knocked. I would have loved to see Lux here wait for his teammate rather than challenge this, but it doesn't matter because he is going to win that 1v1. But if he got knocked, it would have been really rough. Now we're going to see them. I think we're going to see a little bit of actually panic in my eyes, because it's going to start getting real intense. You're going to see Nito lay down. They're at the edge. They got 15 kills. I don't know how he didn't see that Molotov, but he's going to feel it. And he's like, oh, I'm on fire. I'm on fire, baby. Help. But he's going to actually survive at the last second. So I think we're starting to see a little bit of panic. But at the same time, this is the ESL Mobile Open. I mean, this is a big tournament. You want to perform well. And so far, 15 kills. They're not trying to mess this up. Now, you're going to see the nice off angle from Lux. It's all up to him here. He needs to be putting on nothing but suppressive fire. And now you're going to start hearing it come out. You're going to start hearing it come out. That's going to allow the rest of this duo to really press up and try to take out Team 6. And it looks like they're going to be able to do it, because you can just see this beautiful push here from Fran. 1v1. Going to challenge it here at this truck. The Molotov almost touches them, but they're able to get that last finish. And then now 19 kills. A great performance from them. And they have just been using each other to just press up and take each team out little by little. Only one squad left. And right now they're going to get a nice little reset. Nice reset. Just kind of, take a little break, take a little deep breath, and just deal with this last squad, because they have the whole lay of the land. They know exactly where the last remaining members are. You can see Lux is going to be on this other side, and they're going to get the finish. I mean, 21 kills for Chivas Esports. A great start for them. Next up, we're going to take a look at Level X. This is the top 3 team in the lobby, a team that we've obviously looked at quite a bit so far in the ESL Mobile Open. We're on Aaron Gale. They got 11 kills at this point, and now they're just trying to finish things off. Chanu ends up getting taken out, and he was that off angle for the rest of his squad. So that's kind of tough, but at the same time, you see a nice little buggy rotation. They're able to pick them back up, and they're just going to try to get this last finish. It's a 3v1 at this point, so all they got to do is just execute this properly. You're going to see Chanu just kind of start to feel himself off the buggy. Gonna get that last shot and finish. A beautiful game for Level X. Next team up is going to be Sailing Pro. Now, this is a squad I have not talked about at all so far here in the ESL Mobile Open, and it's an up-and-coming team. They've got quite a few kills. Look at this play right here. They are completely outside of circle and shooting a whole shots inward, because they need to get a few knocks in order to be able to get a safe rotation. And this is one of the hardest points of competitive PUBG Mobile. Teams on the inside, they should be focusing nothing but gatekeeping Sailing Pro here, but it's so hard to do when you have them have a beautiful rooftop angle and applying this kind of shot pressure. They realize that they need to get this knocked, they need to take out Team 5, and they're going to get a beautiful vehicle explosion, and you're going to see a panic smoke. Once they smoked out, that eliminates their sight lines completely. Sailing Pro instantly were like, hey, let's get going. Let's go right now. Push up on them. We got a free push because of that one smoke. And just like that, they're going to get that finish. And now they're safely in the zone with a beautiful location for the rest of the game. 13 kills, still 14 alive, and they could definitely rack up the total even more. And you can see that's exactly what they're looking to do. Just trying to get some good information. You can see PZX here looking on down, and he's going to be trying to get a nice spray down on the stand. It doesn't really get it off the way he wants to. I would love to see him utilize that burst a little bit more. The 4-bullet burst from the DP, man, that has just been the meta at the high tier. At the same time, I mean, you could definitely hit those sprays. You're gonna see him do it right here with a beautiful one right on the inside. Nice knock. They don't opt to go for the push because they don't know where the next zone is gonna rotate. They're waiting on the clock, waiting to see where that next zone is gonna go. They're just trying to eliminate that armor. And speaking of eliminating armor, they're gonna get that knocked down in return. Pandy is gonna try and hold off the right side for them. I love to see them just group up more. I mean, they had this entire spot to themselves. If they grouped up, they would have been much more safe. Pandy's with the UMP and the suppressor trying to get these last finishes. Just nice peeks back and forth, is going to be able to get the finish onto Jonah. And now 18 kills, 1 player remaining. And Pandy's gonna go in for the solo. He knows exactly where he is. He's gonna go ahead and say, you know what, let me wait for my teammate. Let's work together and let's get this finish. So a beautiful finish from Sailing Pro. Now we're gonna go over to Miramar, and I wanna take a look at this because this is just an interesting finish. Now you're gonna see Raitha here do a desperation buggy rotation. You're dead 100% of the time in this kind of moment. He went for it and went out. Nothing he can do here. Now we're gonna look at Spike. This is what I really wanna look at because you're gonna see this zone is so toxic. 0 cover inside of it. Spike's gonna have his 1 remaining teammate and the blue zone to work with, and you can just see him bust out that AK red dot, putting that as a suppressor fire. He knows they have to run out eventually because this blue zone hurts. That smoke that they threw, I would have loved to see it been thrown a little bit further up, like a nice beautiful smoke wall up front, because you know that pre-fire through the smoke is gonna come its way. And this is what I'm talking about. When you don't have any cover inside of the zone, you have to make your own. And this is why we see so many teams utilize multiple vehicle strategies so they can make that kind of makeshift cover. End up working out for Waymix right there, and they got the chicken dinner. Staying on Miramar, we're going to look at the big team B-Town Esports, the top squad in the lobby. And you're going to see why they are exactly that. I mean, 12 kills so far. I mean, just straight domination that they've been laying down here in the second split of this tournament. Now look at that, look at the leans, you know, just leaning back and forth, trying to find some angles. They're doing a beautiful split. They're utilizing their kit, throwing them smokes out because they need to try and edge into the zone, but those smokes are just placed beautifully. It's chat, the second he realized that he was at a disadvantage, instantly dropped to his knees. He knows that he can't afford to go down here, because if he does get knocked, it's going to be just so horrible for the rest of the squad to try and pick him up. And look at this, just using their angles. 1 left. He's gonna get the finish then right there. Beautiful finish from B-Town Esports. Now it ain't competitive PUBG Mobile if we don't see some snake play action, and this is what we're gonna see inside of Aaron Gale. You're gonna see version 2. There's a team that's not in the top 16 by far, so they need to definitely put in some work, and that's exactly what you're gonna see happen here from M11. Putting some nice shots, just using his ears, because he can't see anything here. He's just using, you know, the hit markers to guide him. And look at that, he's gonna get a nice little finish there. Avery's gonna put a couple of shots on him. He has no vest, so he's in really big trouble. But right now we're gonna see Valente, 1 HP, and just, he's got the hard cover. He's got the crate, and this crate is gonna be a major saving grace for him, and he's been crushing it, because that right there is kill number 6 and onto the teammate of this version 2 squad. So this right now it's just M11, last one up, no cover at all. Snake play action. We're gonna speed it up right here because I mean he can't move. He stands up, he's dead, and Valente's gonna get a nice little beautiful peek shot here. He's feeling himself really well and gonna get the finish. So that's a beautiful squad wipe. 7 kills for Valente. Beautiful. Moving on over to Sandhawk, we're gonna see 6 Goddess here. Now they had a beautiful setup, but it gets shut down by Passion Fruit Stevo with the 2-piece nade. That is gonna eliminate their off angles completely. Mercy runs in for the 2v1 against HQA, and it ain't gonna work out. Now Stevo is gonna have to try to make something happen. He has the high ground. It worked for Obi-Wan Kenobi, but it ain't gonna work for Stevo because HQA coming from the bottom, 2v1, getting it done. Now in the last clip, we saw HQA win that game as a 3-man team. Now we're gonna see another squad do the same thing here inside of Aaron Gale. And you're gonna see DMZ at the bottom making cover for themselves. This is what you love to see at the high level. Just making some plays. Oh, look at this. I mean, MST getting some beautiful shots there on the side. And now here he goes, 2v1. They see that buggy, DMZ does, and as soon as he shoots those shots, they know where the last remaining member is. So hey, why shoot when you could use utility? And that's exactly what DMZ is gonna do. Look at that, he sees that nade coming, he gets the knock. Oh great, but guess what, that nade hurts. How many can you handle though? How many grenades? Because Rojas, you know he ain't gonna run on the open unless he's got something else. Here comes another nade, and that's gonna be the finish. DMZ getting the beautiful chicken dinner as a 3-man squad. Fantasy and Milos with 9 kills by themselves. A great way to finish off, I think, week 6. And that's the action I got for you guys for week 6. Still 2 weeks left to go, and these next 2 weeks, I want to see some action. I want to see some desperation plays from the teams at the bottom, because top 16 is the goal in order to make it into the finals, and plenty of teams have the opportunity to do it. So next week, I want to see some plays, baby. Come and bring it to me. I'll have the recap for you guys next week. But for now, Hot Juke's out. Sending it back over to you, Environment Glitter.
See, Jukes agrees with us. It's about those bubble teams.
Yep.
Top 16. It's what we're going to be looking at here when we, finish out the rest of this ladder, seeing who can make their way in or not. But I mean, we had a cheeky little run over there for the chicken dinner right at the beginning. We had 2 3-man squads pulling down some chicken dinners as well. I mean, that's impressive. But the 21 kills of Chivas Esports. Some of these teams, that we've seen this throughout all of the weeks so far in the ESL Mobile Open, there are some really, really high kill games.
Yeah, I mean, I think 29 is the highest we've ever seen. I mean, but anything above 15 is staggering. Anything above 20 is downright ridiculous. So a 21 kill chicken, that is pretty darn impressive. You're taking that one all the way to the bank. 30 plus, almost 40 kills, or for 40 points, I should say, for a single match is staggering. Look, there was a ton of great gameplay though over the course of the last week, not even just in PUBG Mobile. I have to think back to the double play we had to see from Boone coming out there. I mean, when one person is able to catch Eric's eye, like Eric, who is a connoisseur of Clash of Clans, the man knows his business. When he puts you in the show back to back, that's how you know you've done something right. So to me, that's the kind of stuff, especially now, is we're into Town Hall 14 now, but we're not really. We're still learning how the game is going to be played here. So that to me is super exciting. The fact that players in our events are starting to set some trends in the metas of their respective games. Glitter, that's really cool.
Oh, yeah. And one thing that we didn't even get to highlight earlier, Eric did, though. But, I mean, we saw, it was War Agency and Train Station Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. But they had the exact dead-on tie in stars and percentage to the point where it had to go down to the time being their tiebreaker. I mean, it's, every week, somebody is just stepping up to the plate and constantly impressing me throughout the entirety of the ESL Mobile Open so far.
It's so great because we're seeing these young, scrappy teams, these new players that have, they're all just like, bravado and skill just going out there. And then you see some more established teams where it's like we're just aiming for perfection and everything in between. It is just such a great example, a microcosm of what it means to compete in mobile esports here in North America. And it's fantastic to see it week over week. And if you want to get involved, you still absolutely can. 2 weeks have passed. But that doesn't mean you could start competing right now. And there's a chance that if you put up a good performance, you could theoretically make it into a top 8, top 16 kind of situation. Exclamation point, sign up in the chat. I 100% encourage you to go check that out. Plenty of awesome opportunities here across all of our games. And of course, if you're not following us on social media, make sure that you are. Stay up to date with everything that we're doing here over the next couple weeks of competition, and especially, Glitter, as we get into the mobile challenge.
Things are really going to start picking up here soon, especially in the final 2 weeks. I mean, just one prime example of that is PUBG Mobile, since that's what we're wrapping with. We saw Col2 BGBG in our first ladder in first place the entire time, and then Moonlight sneaks in right at the end and usurps them, okay? So it is doable in this ladder. It's doable whether you signed up at the beginning or you're signing up right now. So just get in the game.
100%. And look, even if your goal isn't necessarily to walk away and win the whole thing, you're going to get some really awesome experiences and get a taste of what competitive mobile gaming is all about. Get some friends together, get a squad, go compete. For myself and Verum from Glitter Explosion, thank you all so much for joining us for another amazing week. Have a good one, and we'll see you next time.
Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star.
as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. All we know is ball to empty out the mouths. The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. What your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take a stance? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Stepping in, elevator. This is to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up. I found out I'm not alone, 'cause I'm just like you. There's no failing when we fight. We're not afraid to. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up. Feel the light, see the stage, hear the vibe. Pumped up to get ready for the fight. Big dreams, one chance, be the star. I'm the winner coming out of the dark. No fear, getting ready for the ride. Yeah, stepping into the light. No limit, aim high. No limit, the prize is mine.
Step out as a motivator. Let them know that the weight's up. That's how we know when we level up. Ay, that's how we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? You know we fall and we get up. Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up? It's time, get up.
Back against the wall, still I'm standing tall. Know about the ball, I got my fan with me. All we know is ball to empty out the mouths. The chosen one they call, I take my fan with me. Know about it if you tell, know you're breaking codes. What your credibility and all fall like dominoes. Can you really take a stance? All I wanna know. Need me real ones when it's time to go. Stepping in, elevator. This is to all the haters. That's all we know when we level up. Yeah, that's all we know when we level up.
Level up. All we know about is level up. Are we ready not to level up?